two American F-22 Raptor fighter jets were racing through the skies of the Middle East at extreme speed. The time was 8:13 in the morning. They were on a highly dangerous mission. Their objective was to get close to a military zone near Iran's southern coast, complete a rapid surveillance operation, and then return to international airspace. Two experienced pilots were involved in the mission. One was Captain David Ross. The other was Royal Snow. Both had participated in multiple classified military operations before. They had very little time, only 17 minutes. According to intelligence reports, after 8:30 a.m., most of Iran's military bases in the northern and southern regions become fully operational. At that point, radar systems, missile units, and air defense networks begin operating at full capacity. That's why their plan was to finish the mission quickly and leave the area before that happened. The two F-22s were flying extremely low over the sea. Their speed was over 2,000 kilometers per hour. These stealth fighter jets are extremely difficult to detect on standard radar systems, especially when flying at low altitude near mountains or over the ocean. Tracking them becomes even harder. The pilots knew Iran did not possess advanced stealth fighter aircraft. Because of that, they believed flying at low altitude and extreme speed would help them avoid detection. Meanwhile, inside a radar control center in southern Iran, the morning shift had just begun. The entire unit was not fully active yet. Several officers were still busy with routine preparations. At that moment, a junior radar operator was monitoring the screens. Suddenly, he noticed two unusual signals appearing on the radar. The signals appeared for a few seconds and then vanished again. At first, he thought it might be a technical error. Stealth aircraft often appear as weak or distorted signals on radar. Besides, he was still a relatively new officer. After observing the signals for a short time, he quickly called a senior officer. The senior officer initially couldn't see anything unusual, but moments later, the same blurry signals appeared once again. This time, the situation was taken seriously, because aircraft almost never travel through that area at such speed. Especially near international airspace, signals moving that fast are highly unusual. Advanced monitoring systems were activated immediately. Air defense units were placed on alert. But there was a problem. Since it was still early morning, several systems remained in standby mode. It would take some more time before every unit became fully operational. Meanwhile, the F-22 pilots suddenly noticed warning alerts inside their cockpits. Their onboard systems indicated that someone was attempting to track their position. The two pilots quickly communicated with each other. They realized that an Iranian radar system may have partially detected them. The situation was becoming more dangerous by the second. A few moments later, a new warning appeared on their displays. This time, it indicated a possible missile lock. That meant an air defense system had identified them as targets. The pilots immediately changed altitude. They descended even closer to the sea and increased their speed. Then suddenly, they spotted a fast-moving object in the distance. It was a missile. Some of Iran's long-range air defense systems are capable of tracking targets at extremely high speed. Once their radar locks onto a signal, it can follow the target for several seconds. The missile continued rushing toward them. The two fighter jets instantly deployed their flare systems. Flares are defensive countermeasures designed to confuse incoming missiles. They release multiple bright heat signatures into the air to distract the missile's tracking system. But the situation quickly became even more intense. Several more missiles were launched from the air defense unit. The sky had turned into a high-tension battlefield. The two F-22s immediately attempted to escape toward international airspace. Their speed increased even further. Inside the radar control room, officers watched the two blurry signals rapidly moving away on the screen. Then suddenly, one of the signals disappeared completely. For a few seconds, the control room fell silent. The senior officer believed that one missile may have successfully reached its target. However, with stealth aircraft, confirming a direct hit is never easy. Within a short time, news of the incident spread internationally. Social media became flooded with different claims. Some people said one fighter jet had been shot down. Others believed it was only a tense aerial pursuit near the border. Later, the United States released a short statement. Officials claimed it was a routine military exercise and that the aircraft had accidentally moved too close to the region. On the other side, Iranian military officials delivered a strong warning. They stated that the country's airspace would be defended at all costs and that any intrusion would face a serious response. After the incident, Iran reportedly strengthened security around its southern radar units, air bases, and coastal defense systems. Multiple military units were ordered to remain active around the clock. According to military analysts, even a small misunderstanding in the Middle East could escalate into a major conflict, because every air route, military base, and radar system in the region remains under extreme tension. And that is why even the world's most advanced fighter jets can sometimes find themselves only moments away from disaster. But one question still remains unanswered. Was an F-22 Raptor really destroyed that day? Or was it simply a misleading radar signal? To this day, the truth remains a mystery. Subscribe MindNet.